So, good day everyone, good day sir. By the way, I'm Hakim Ipontino and I'm about to discuss the Central Cebu Protected Landscape. So, previously, I have discussed the salient features of CCPL, the indigenous people that live there, and at the same time, the flora and fauna that exist within, and of course, the ecotourism activities. So, today's report, I will be focusing the key issues affecting the Central Cebu Protected Landscape, and at the same time to propose actionable solutions to help safeguard its ecological integrity. So now let's proceed to the issues and concerns. So number one, we have what we call deforestation and habitat loss. So over the past 2 decades, Cebu has lost more than 10,000 hectares of tree cover, a significant portion of which falls within the CCPL. So deforestation poses a serious threat to endemic and endangered species such as Cebu flower picker and the Cebu cinnamon tree. So these species are not only ecologically important but are also indicators of the region's overall biodiversity health. Habitat loss reduces their chances of survival and impacts the wider ecosystem balance. Number two, yung tinatawag natin na unregulated urban development. So, one of the growing threats in the CCPL is the rise of unauthorized infrastructure projects. Construction is often carried out within the necessary permits or consultation with local authorities and the Protected Area Management Board. This, bypassing of legal processes, weakens the environmental governance, and at the same time it increases the risk of soil erosion, pollution, and habitat fragmentation. Number three, we have these illegal activities. So, including these are the illegal logging, of course, the charcoal production, and the conversion of forest land into the agricultural plots that continue to plug the Central Cebu Protected Landscape. So these activities are usually driven by economic needs but result in serious ecological damage, including biodiversity loss and long-term degradation of forest resources. So without strong monitoring, these activities often go unchecked. Number four, yung tinatawag natin na introduction of invasive species from past reforestation efforts. So while reforestation is a step in the right direction, the use of non-native species such as mahogany, Piper aduncum for charcoal production is new problems. These species can outcompete the native flora. It can also alter soil compositions and disrupt the local ecosystems. So as we all know that mahogany produces chemical that can outcompete the native trees or native species or native plants. True ecological restoration can only be achieved by using indigenous species that are adapted to the local environment. Number four, we have this weak enforcement and limited resources. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources faces a chronic shortage of personnel and logistical support. Managing the vast expanse of the CCPL with limited staff makes it difficult to enforce environmental laws, respond to illegal activities, or oversee the development projects effectively. Lastly, we have this water resource depletion. So, an example of environmental mismanagement is the unauthorized construction of hydroelectric plant along Lasuran River, which has disrupted water flow and at the same time negatively affected the downstream communities. So this points to the broader issues of water resource depletion and the urgent need for stricter environmental compliance for development projects and in protected areas. So as I have discussed the major problems, let's go down to the possible solutions. So, given the challenges, I propose the following solutions. Number one, we need to strengthen the regulatory framework. So, I recommend that all development within the CCPL be subject to a strict permitting process, requiring clearances from both PAMPI and local government units. So this will ensure that any construction is environmentally sound and legally compliant. Number two, we have enhanced monitoring and enforcement. So there is a pressing need to increase the number of forest wardens, provide them with proper training, and equip them with necessary tools. Boosting the DNR's capacity will allow for better surveillance and quicker response to violations. Next, we need to promote native species and reforestation. So, as I have said, non-native species or exotic species are not highly recommended in terms of reforestation project. So, to restore ecological balance, we should prioritize indigenous species or endemic species and all reforestation efforts. So, as well as that native trees support local wildlife and at the same time contribute to the resilience of the ecosystems. Of course, we need community engagement and education. So, conservation would only succeed if our local communities are actively involved. Educational campaigns and participatory programs should be developed to foster a sense of ownership and stewardship among residents living in around the central Cebu Protected Landscape. Next, we need to secure adequate funding. Yes, the government should allocate more resources to protected area management. Additional funding will help finance enforcement operations, reforestation, community programs, and at the same time infrastructure for sustainable ecotourism. Lastly, we need to implement large-scale reforestation initiatives. So we support efforts like Carbon PH, which aims to plant 10 million trees in the CCPL. So if we cannot achieve the 10 million trees, at least half of it, so that we can restore the forest cover loss. So projects like this not only address deforestation but also help combat climate change through increased carbon sequestrations. To sum up, The Central Cebu Protected Landscape is an important ecological asset, but it faces numerous threats due to weak enforcement, illegal activities, and poor planning. With stronger policies, increased public awareness, and community-driven solutions, we can reverse these trends and ensures that the Central Cebu Protected Landscape continues to provide clean water, biodiversity, and ecological services for future generations. And I think that will be all for my report. So if you are wondering or if you are not satisfied, you can refer to these cited references. And that's it. Thank you and have a good day.